February 19th, 1945, 0900 hours. The first of 70,000 Marines hit the black sand shores of the Pacific island of Iwo Jima. They are met with silence. Hope rose among the Marines that the massive pre-invasion bombing campaign had knocked out the island's defenses. Silence was soon shattered by a hailstorm of bullets as the Japanese defenders executed their trap.
The Japanese had 23,000 soldiers on the island, and we didn't know all the miles of tunnels that they had hollowed out. Marines just one on top of the other, just bunched up, of course. And as soon as that happened, why, we opened up, and that's why we lost so many the first day. The 4th Division had been able to start moving around Mount Suribachi to the other shore, and that gave us enough ground that we could come in. We became the spearhead of the group, and it was our job to spearhead straight forward, and the 5th and 4th on our left and right, they were to go up the coastlines on each side.
By February 23rd, fighting for every inch, the Marines were making progress. With Suribachi surrounded, a patrol was sent to scale the summit, not far from the mountain base. Several American tanks advanced slowly through the black volcanic sands. Suddenly, they hit a network of reinforced concrete pillboxes and buried mines. They were trapped in the kill zone.
CO asked me if I thought I could do something with a flamethrower about some of those pillboxes. But he gave me 4 Marines, 2 riflemen, 2 automatic riflemen. Their job was to, whatever pillbox I selected that I was going to try to burn out, they were to fire at that pillbox to keep them being able to fire at me. So I strapped on a flamethrower and went to work. During the course of 4 hours, most of it is absolute no memory. I eliminated or burned out 7 of those. By getting rid of 7 of those pillboxes, that gave us an opening so that we could get through, break through their line. And once we got behind the pillboxes, then we had the advantage instead of them. My assistant came running by me, and mortar caught him, smack dab in the center of the head, and killed him instantly. That's where I lost the best friend I've ever had in my life. We were much closer than I was to any of my brothers because our lives depended on each other. He and I had made a pact several months before. I had a ring that my wife-to-be, the lady I was engaged to, had given me before I left the service. His daddy had given him a ring, and we made a pact, shook hands, that if anything happens to me, you're to get this ring back to Dad, and he's to get my ring back to you. And when I got to him that day, he was stretched out on the ground, and there was that ring. I had made that comment. I had made that pact with him. I got it off and put it in my pocket, kept it with me. After the combat, I wrote to the folks and told them that I had the ring, and I would get it back to them. But I was not going to mail it for fear somebody would find it and take it. I'll bring it. After I got home in November of '45, my wife and I drove all the way to Floyd, Montana, right up next to the Canadian border. I delivered that ring. One of the most emotional periods I guess I've ever had in my life.
Several months later, the heroism of Woody Williams was recognized when President Harry S. Truman welcomed him to the White House, where he was presented with the Medal of Honor.
My life completely changed the day that I received the Medal of Honor. Yet it probably was the best thing that happened to me. I was forced to talk about what happened and those moments of emotion and those moments of memories that you can't forget. And I think it was a therapy